EA Sports FC24 trademark is without a shadow of a doubt the best inclusion in the franchise, because it's the first one. In this video, we're going to break down every single part of the game and go through a full-on review, and there's a reason why I'm doing this so early, and that is because so much is already happening with the game already before the game is even fully out, as people kind of need to make a decision when to buy the game now, otherwise they are already left behind. I present to you the 275k pack. This was launched 2 days into the game. Sorry, 2 days into the early access into the game. The game isn't even out yet. I'll go into this with more detail later on, but this is just one sample of the insanity of what could detriment what I actually believe is, at its core, a decent video game. I have positives, and I will be going into them first. However, tell me your thoughts down below in the comments about EAFC 24, FIFA 24, it's FIFA 24. Tell me your thoughts down below. What do you think about it? Also, smash a like button. Our last video, the Chelsea video, has hit record numbers, 100,000 views in like 11-12 hours. Insanity. So thank you so much. If you're new here, then please do subscribe. I will give my own personal review on FIFA in the most honest way I could possibly give it. I will be fair in every aspect that I can possibly give it. So tell me your thoughts. And MazzodeDesigns.co.uk, the best football pins, famous moments in your club's history, if it's by goals like this one for Burnley, or players to put up on your office space, your bedroom, wherever you feel like putting it. Use code FC24 for 20% off. This will be available for the next 48 hours. And let's get straight into the video. If you are new here, FC24 is of course the new installment to the FIFA franchise after the split up of FIFA and EA Sports. It is essentially FIFA 24. The way that it looks is a little bit different. There is a different tweak in the menus, which I feel like is a nice welcoming change. The new menus in Ultimate Team, in the main menu, it's nice to see. Of course, some things still look quite similar when you actually try to delve into it. For example, career mode, when you go into it, it is very much the same menus as we got in previous installments. However, it is a nice welcome change. That there is some differences in this game compared to the previous. If forced or not, I do like the fact that it does look a bit different. I predominantly, when I play FIFA, I'm an Ultimate Team player, so we'll be going into this first and breaking down into the first segment, which is FIFA Ultimate Team. Sorry, Ultimate Team. I'm still going to call it FIFA. In Ultimate Team this year, you're going to find the biggest new feature, which I believe is the best feature and the biggest implemented into the game since FIFA 17 SBCs and FUT Champions, the Evolutions feature. Now, at first, I thought that this would be very, scratching the surface, that they would give you a very specific range of players or requirements that can really hinder what players you can actually put into this evolution. Now, if you don't know what this is a new feature where you can go and take a player which has lower ratings, and this could be for any player in the game which fits into the requirements given. So let's say maximum of 79 rated with a maximum of 78 pace and 79 shooting and 75 dribbling, etc. As long as they fill in those requirements, which is a vast majority, you can go and improve their stats dramatically. This means that the aspect of you, if you are a fan of a team in the Championship, lower Premier League, League 1, League 2, or really anywhere in the world that isn't an ultra super team, there is actually a possibility they can go and take your players from your own football club that you love and that you enjoy, and you can actually make them a usable card in the game. For me, this is game changing, and this is a big factor of why I would be likely playing this game a lot more than last year. The idea of me taking a Mike Trezor from my own club Burnley and making him into a very nice usable player at a top level that I can use him for the next couple of months and potentially over the year make him even better with even more evolutions, I think that's a fantastic feature to have. Now, I've got a Burnley team for the most part and some first own players. I got Odegaard, I packed him like a 2 regular player pack. I got quite lucky. However, I'm just using a team that I enjoy and I want to make it challenging. I want to grind it. I don't want to just make it too easy, because otherwise you get bored way too fast. To have that progression of improving the team week by week is what makes FIFA good for me. And as you can see, Mike Trezor, I basically used all double my coins to get a 50,000 coins to somehow afford to get this done. But for me, it's worth it because I would rather put my coins into this card than I would into buying a bunch of players that I don't know or care. In my squad as well, you can see a Ekdal, which is again from my team, and it will give him a very nice pace boost that can make him usable for the good couple of weeks in the game. And of course, in the future, can make him even better with even more evolutions. I think this is a fantastic feature, and I am very relieved that EA used this in the right manner here. So to EA for this, top marks, and this is a fantastic feature into your game. So what about gameplay? It's pretty much very similar to what you've already played in previous years. However, there's something a little bit different with it that I find very interesting and I personally enjoy. Am I enjoying gameplay right now? As of right now, I am. However, I know that very fast, with the power curve getting better and better at a dramatic rate, I know that this may not be lasting too long, and hopefully with no patches, which they will be, I am feeling that in a month's time, I may get quite bored of it very soon. However, I hope that is not the case. As you can see, this is my team, and as I go into these games of rivals, you can see that I'm playing against better teams with better players at a vast different range of skill sets, and I enjoy this. When I go into the game, I like to be a bit of an underdog because it makes me look at the game differently, try to break down a team in a different way, actually try to play proper football. When I play the game, as you can see with the gameplay background, I like to actually play football, pass it around, triangles, switch to play, use skill moves or body feints when necessary. I don't like this entire sprinting with RT the entire 10 down the line and just try to do cutbacks. That is ratty and people still try to do it, but that is not for me. The gameplay right now is similar to what you've already played. If you played FIFA 23 or 22, you're not going to notice a massive difference. However, there are some tweaks that I've noticed for bad or for worse. So for good, the defending AI is a lot weaker, which for me is a benefit. The game is no longer defending for you in a way that you can just do nothing and just control your CDM left and right the entire game, and your AI defense will just do the job for you and track runners. It doesn't do that anymore in the same way that it used to, or at least with these lower stat players that I'm experiencing, and for me that makes it a lot better. That I actually need to control my players to actually make them defend and to track runners, otherwise they're just going to pass straight through you. That is a skill gap, that is an actual level of skill to learn the game and to read your opponent, and that is what the game should be about. For me, this is a massive positive, and long may this continue as long as there's no patches in the first week. There will be. Defending should be tough, and with actual intelligence of knowing how to read your opponent, you should be having an advantage. And that is how it should be. Another positive that I find is that dribbling, I very much enjoy. As you find the gameplay and background, I like to do a lot of left stick dribbling. I find it entertaining, and I think that it's a fantastic way to really show the skill gap levels that I can control a normal player like a Foster or Connor Roberts, and I can just go and left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, and try to keep my opponent guessing. And I like this kind of cat and mouse that I can do a bit of almost, it seems a bit boring, almost going back and slow the gameplay down and then burst and do a sprint which they wasn't expecting, and then I break free. I think that's a great way that it can add skill gap to the game, and hopefully this may continue for longer than the first month. Long shots I've not tried much because I don't have many players that can really pull it off, but I've not seen many long shots going at all. However, I do feel like if you play against a top level player that would just purely abuse the meta, I think my opinion may change quite fast. From what I can see, Traveller shots are still OP. I've seen clips already on Twitter that people are still doing the Traveller shot and it's still being incredibly OP. Into some negatives of the gameplay, I find that goalkeepers are extremely inconsistent and for the most part stupid, that at times they just sprint out of their goal if they're running onto their attacker and just forget that they even exist and it's just an open goal, or if it's a shot to the near post, the keeper just completely flaps at it for whatever reason. In a goal that I scored to win the game in the last few minutes, I scored to make it 4-3, and I was using Foster that isn't particularly great, and the ball went directly to the keeper and it just flew straight through him. That should not be a goal. However, that does happen relatively often, and it is frustrating, but I guess you can may say that keepers do make mistakes in real life, but yeah, I've seen that a lot of times. Goalkeepers just make very silly mistakes for seemingly no reason. Similar to last year, high press tactics are still very OP, and that if you're, let's say, 1-0 up or you're ahead by a goal, if they go and do a high press, constant pressure tactic, then it will start making an impact on your team. They absolutely close you down like madmen, and I do find it a bit dumb that doing one button press can instantly make you a near top level elite player without having to do anything about it. I do hope they nerf this at some stage, but it looks like it's here to stay. So all in all, gameplay, if you did not like FIFA 23's gameplay, then you probably won't like this year too. It is still again slow. Of course, with players that will get better stats over time, the game will eventually get faster and faster. And right now I enjoy it because it means that if you got a bit more of a footballing brain, try to outpass teams, I am enjoying the challenge right now. However, I know that by the time we hit late October time, the game, how players may play the game in only a month's time, can change dramatically. So right now, while I'm playing the trial, I'm enjoying it. Tell me your thoughts on gameplay. I do want to hear what you guys think, because I think right now it's tough, especially defending, but I think that is a good thing. I do think that. 4 more things which are positive, and then I'll go into the more negative side. I do also really like the cutscenes in the game at half-time or full-time. I think it makes a very nice little addition to it. Nothing insane, but just as a general presentation side of it, I like it a lot. Also, one big help is the Claim All tab for objectives. Thank you for that. Is the fact that position modifiers are now actually changing instantly, so you no longer need the cards, and that is again a massive thumbs up for me, because it makes the process a lot easier and a lot faster. And one more positive, I do like the quick menu when you press LT on the Xbox to go into a quick little menu. You can flick through from your store to the objectives to the evolutions to the play. I think that is really nice, and that makes the process again a lot faster, so credit to EA for that. So those are positives that I found with the game in Ultimate Team. Let's go into things that I find a bit of a problem. You may think you have deja vu, because these are still things that I've been on about for the last 3 years. One massive red flag, and this is the brightest of all red flags that I've found just by watching how people play the game and what I've seen already while on it, is the ultra mega push from EA when it comes to their promos already and their promo packs. To be 2 days into the game and already having 5 different types of promo packs available instantly is ridiculous. How can you explain this? What's the reason for this? To be 5 days in, have a 25k pack, to have 45k packs, to have a foundation starter pack, an essential starter pack, and a elite starter pack. There is no need to have these packs in the game the first 2 days. Maybe a 25k pack, I can allow that, and maybe the foundation starter pack, because I don't think that's too game breaking, right? But the elite starter pack, I mean, let's read what's in this pack, right? By the way, FYI, the game is not out for the vast majority of players, right? You may think that people that play the game with the Ultimate Edition are the normal player base, but it is not. Compared to the rest of the world, the entirety of the world, most people are not spending £30 extra just to play the games a few days early. Most people aren't. So most people's first experience of playing the game will be on the 29th. And some will have the 10-hour early access like what I have. I've not even bought the game. I'm just using the 10-hour early access. And in that 10 hours, there's only so much you can do. You can do a bit, but you can't do too much. In this elite starter pack, you got 30 rare gold players. And that alone is insane, right? I mean, it's an ultimate pack, right? It's 30 rare gold players, 81 rated or higher. 81 rated players, 30 of them, minimum, with a guarantee that 3 of them will be already 84 or higher. And I'm seeing insane packs come out of these. And we're 2 days into the game. Now, I've said this so many times, and I will keep saying it. EA's over-reliance on promo packs, on promos, on content, on SBCs is, for me, the #1 sole thing that kills the game for me. Absolutely. The second that I saw EA do a base hero pack and an icon pack in October last year is when I stopped playing the game. Without the evolutions feature, I would not bother playing this game because it forces you to have an insane team without even trying for the most part. And especially when they don't give you any starter packs, because they just don't this year. They don't give you any tradable packs and SBCs that are even worth your time. Even better, the foundations, the advanced SBCs, guess what? They were tradable for the first day for the content creators on Game Changers. However, not anymore. They were tradable and the content creators did them tradable. However, after they noticed that they made a mistake, now they are all untradable. All the advanced SBCs, the 50k packs, 25k packs, all untradable because they don't want you to have any players that are actually worth anything. And if you want to get those good players, then hey, how about you spend 24 quid, mate, and you can just boost and just jump ahead of the pack. This is a well-known documented game practice called strong arming, saying that hey, you can go through hours upon hours of grind playing all these squad battle games, doing all these objectives, doing all these rewards that you may not even get a guarantee of getting anything of worth back in the first place. Or we got this little pack here that can give you a massive advantage and it's only 25 quid. Hours upon hours of grind that you aren't guaranteed anything to begin with, or an instant boost with a little purchase. And that's what they're doing. And I saw this tweet by Trueboy yesterday that I found very interesting. In regards to these starter packs, Trueboy said, expecting more this week, especially with financial quarter ending September 30th. FC is a new brand, so they'd be worried about hitting revenue targets versus last year. Gotta show people you're still making money without FIFA. So what's happening here is that they want to really impress their shareholders and impress them and make sure that they are still okay with their investments into the company, and to make sure that they will not lose any money. They would rather put the game into the mud essentially, just to make sure that they get their money to keep the shareholders happy. That's what's happening here. But now, of course, you don't need to do this pack. You don't need to, right? You don't need to do all the content already. You don't need to do it, right? So you can just grind the game. However, the power curve in the game is going to accelerate at a dramatic rate before the game is even out for just normal people to play. And when they get onto the game, they're going to get their ass smacked by people with Mbappe without even getting out of their starter squad yet. For me, on a personal level, I'm not everyone. I don't speak on behalf of everyone. I'm speaking on behalf of me. For me, this ruins the experience. I'm still going to be using a Burnley team or a first donor team with players that I actually enjoy and like, and use the evolutions. I am not going to be doing any of this nonsense. There's another really cool feature of the game that if you like just do anything at any speed whatsoever, the game just crashes. I've had about 25 crashes in the last couple of hours playing the game. Here's one of me recording that it just happens. Okay. As you can hear, RT works to load up the Kinect, but A doesn't work. The controller's not dead. I'm gonna go do that. This has happened 12 times now that I just can't use the A or B button or X button. And that means I've got to go back out. Cool. I don't know why this has happened. I've never really had an issue of crashing on console with FIFA ever, but this year with the new menus or whatever, this is now a thing that I've noticed a lot. Rolling down some of my list of things that I found quite frustrating or annoying about the game. Some of these may be very, very minute. It's just things that I just find annoying. Still can't compare prices for stadium items in the game. I still find that pretty mental. How can I see my club? For some reason in this game you cannot see your club. Also, where's my record? There is a record, but it's all the way down here in the stadium tab hidden away. I don't care if I suck. I'm a big boy. I'm 25 now, okay? Show me my record. Objectives is quite frustrating. At times you can't even see what the actual tab is because it's for some reason all white. which is strange. Also, I don't know why, but it's really faded in terms of trying to find out what is actually complete in your objectives. If you've got any sort of eyesight problem or your TV or monitor may not be as good, it can be quite annoying to see what actually needs done. I really enjoyed when the stadiums looked different to one another. You now just kind of already start with a massive stadium already, and instantly I changed it to turf more because I am sick and tired of playing in this exact same stadium that looks the exact same for pretty much everyone. It's a really dumb thing that I care about, but I like the feeling of being in a different environment. Let's also address the elephant in the room here. Women do exist, and when it comes to women, I don't care. Like, I'm probably not going to use them this year unless if I pack like a really insane player, like I think there's that Dabina, Brazilian cam. If I pack her, I may actually try her out because I like to use players with really high dribbling stats. I like left stick dribbling, so I may actually use her if I pack her. But I don't really care. I do feel like they've really overdid the stats of these players. Like, I'm seeing this woman with stats that I've never seen a base gold male player have ever. Like left backs of like Hullet gang stats. I just find it mental. I think that they're making a statement here that they're trying to really make it and push this kind of, women's football, so they want people to play with these cards so bad. I think they're overdoing it a little bit. Use them if you want to, don't use them if you don't want to. Like, I'm going to use players that I know. It's as simple as that. One thing that I hoped was changed, which isn't, and I don't think ever will be, is FUT Champions. I find it incredibly easy. FUT Champs should be the hardest, most competitive side of the game, and it's laughable now. You no longer have red picks that I find a bit frustrating, as I know most people didn't enjoy them near the end, but for me, in how I play the game, I kind of like the fact that that's my kind of player. It added a bit more of an actual kind of RTG aspect that I feel like still was lacking in the game, and now it's gone. Now it's just an 84 plus pick, which is, okay. But I do find that just how insane the rewards are for just doing basically nothing. For just 4 wins, you get a 100k pack, a 50k pack, and 15k coins. In comparison to, let's say, FIFA 17 or 18 when it first came out. In comparison to 17 and 18, for 21 wins, so if you win half your games, but it's out of 40, right? So 40 games a week in League, which is very tough to do, okay? 21 wins, you get yourself 45k coins, a rare gold pack, which is a 25k pack, and then 2 rare mega packs, which are 2 55k packs, right? So comparing that, for getting 21 wins out of 40, you get much, much worse packs than what you would for getting 4. You get my point here. Like, I feel like back in these days, it felt really rewarding. Like, if you got that gold one, it was like, wow, I got 200k packs and 50k coins. That was a huge, big deal. So that is my thoughts on Ultimate Team. Some positives. Evolutions is a massive, massive bonus. And gameplay for me right now is challenging, but rewarding at the current moment in time, and long may that continue. Now into career mode. For career mode, I'm not going to spend too much time on, mainly because I don't think there's much more to really say onto it that I find is any different to the previous installments for both manager or player career mode. I'll do player first, as it's it's the least said the better. There's really nothing different in terms of the general experience when it comes to player career mode last year when it comes to this year. I played quite a lot of player career mode in the last month or so, just when I'm bored at home. I'm on my PS5, I'm on my sofa, I'm chilling, I'll play some player career mode. It's just something easy to play. The only new thing that I've found is a player agent that basically really scratching the surface in terms of what it actually does to your game. Basically, you say to them that you want a wage increase, or you got an ideal target club to go into in the future, and that is predominantly it. And they kind of keep on tops in terms of your objectives that you have as well. You got objectives for each year, so like score X amount of goals, or to have as many shots on target or dribbles. There are some times that there's objectives that are just really stupid, like for example 5 bicycle kicks in a season. I find that stupid, as most people, including me, don't even know how to do it properly. You can have tattoos now. Tattoos on your players, that's now new. So that's a new thing. So cheers for that. I'll put tattoos on my players. Sure, thanks. There's this really cool thing that when you are changing your hairstyle, there's little assets from what seems to be other EA games, like if it's NBA Live or Madden, NFL, but there's just player models that are just not belonging in this game whatsoever. I don't know why this is here. I don't know how that's possible. It's not game breaking, but I just find it a bit silly. But yeah, for the player career mode, like if you enjoyed it last year, then you're gonna probably enjoy it again. But don't expect anything really different here. There's nothing there that really makes the experience really any different in comparison to other years. Now on to actual career mode. I got a big problem with this, and that is something that I found many years, and I still don't understand why it's still not utilized properly. I'm going to talk about the detailed stats. The number one main thing that I want from a FIFA is that I want to see my stats of my players over a period of time, or just detailed stats over a season. It's way too basic still. Maybe you may think, yeah, but it's really tough. You know, it's really tough. A lot of data. It'd be hard to collect all that. However, look at this. So in FUT, I played a game. At the end of the game, I saw the match facts, and I thought, oh, look at that, right? And I saw all of these highly detailed stats. That looks amazing. Look at how detailed stats these are in the FUT hubs. It's amazing. All the shooting, possession, passing, tackles, player average positions, everything looks amazing. It really does, truly. Like, it looks extraordinary. So much detailed stats in terms of how the passes are made, how they are tackled, in what part of the pitch, is it a counter? It's amazing. They have the stats there, clearly. And I thought, why is this not in career mode? So then I went straight onto career mode, and I went straight onto it and thought, okay, is this even here? So I went into a game and I played half it, right? And I looked into I went to the end of it. Did like a Burnley save just quickly, and I saw that it's there, but it's locked off because it just showed me the highlights. I thought, okay, I'm gonna go play a game, and just to see that it does exist. So I went to the next game and I played Newcastle away. And for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't mean to do this, but the shadows on this was just completely screwed. Like, the shadows in this game, completely destroyed. I can't even tell what's going on here. Look at the gameplay here against Newcastle, a complete mess, honestly. Half time, I went into the stats, and they're all there. All of the same detailed stats. It was an awful game. They're all there. Passing, tackles, average positions, everything that you want. They're all there. Why are these stats nowhere to be seen and collected anywhere in the game after this? Like, why is this not in my squad hub? You go in there, it just shows you goals, assists, appearances. That's pretty much it. You know? It's such a massive wasted potential that it's there. You've done the hard work. No one looks at these stats. Like, all these match stats here, most people forget that this is even here in the first place. So why is it nowhere else in the game that it would actually make sense? I love Football Manager. I'm a nerd for graphs, spreadsheets, love it, can't get enough of it. I want more, and you have it, so give me it. This doesn't kill the game, this doesn't make the game awful. I just find it a massive open goal, and they just aren't tapping it in. They're fluffing it. I don't know what, they're scoring an own goal on the other end somehow. What about the actual gameplay? Well, it's similar to FUT, it's still quite slow and methodical, and it's still frustrating as hell to try to defend AI, especially if they are at high level ultimate or legendary AI. It's still really annoying at times. That's something that I have to get used to. However, one annoyance, the cutscenes. I like them. I really like the cutscenes, how it all just zooms around to the pitch and you got all the fire shows cutting onto the players. I played Spurs at home and they signed Immobile for Spurs and he had like an entire little thing on him, and it's his first game debut, him on the training pitch and then him in the tunnel and then him walking onto the pitch. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Why does it cut immediately onto the kickoff? I find that so frustrating. Why did you get rid of it? Why not have both? Why not have the cutscenes of before the match, hyping the game up, especially a big game, like, you know, the first game of the year, a derby game, you know, a cup final, but they don't do both. They just do the cutscene, and then, poof, you're on the pitch, kickoff, goal. There's no walkout, there's no presentation in terms of seeing your lineups. You don't see your lineups at all. They just appear. I just find that really frustrating that there's no need to really take out the walkout, the lineups. I just find it strange that they removed it in the first place, and I don't know why. A new feature this year that they presented onto the trailer, tactical view. It's pointless. Like, it's cool. It's cool, man, for the first 5-10 seconds. And then you realize that it's just a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Half the time your manager or the linesman's in the way. So, you know, the point is you're on the sideline like a manager watching your team play the game. But you're so low down you can barely even see the pitch if they're on the far side. And half the time your manager's in the way, or the linesman, or the fourth official. Like you could have done a lot better with this, EA. One thing with career mode which puts me off playing it, really, and it's still a problem here. I did a Burnley save, I just to test it out, right? My first game of the year, City at home, just like real life. That's a big thing as well. However, when I go in to actually load up the game, you can see the other team. You can see who they're likely to start. And I saw this random player with no face called O'Reilly. Then I saw some random right winger called Sarmiento. And I looked at it thinking, that can't be right. It can't be right, that. It's gotta be a glitch. Surely in the game they won't be actually playing with these players. My eyes couldn't believe it. It's not changed since FIFA 20. This has been the same problem that I faced in every FIFA, especially at the start. Teams just do not play the best players. And I don't know why. Not all the time in the other games against Spurs or Villa. They played their proper team. But for City, and I looked at them and I realised, okay, maybe that's really good and I just don't know them. He's 62 rated. City are starting a player, a Cam, who is 62 rated against me. So that is my review of FC 24, FIFA 24. Tell me your thoughts down below. A lot of things I do like. Right now I am enjoying the gameplay. I'm enjoying the challenge, but my issue is with content, the power curve. The way that they're doing it is going to get so insane already so fast that I'm going to be left behind massively. Tell me your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.